done an unboxing on my channel. Why do I sound like a turkey all the time? I'm talking so fast, okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where you can usually find me making over some part of my 400 square foot apartment. Today, I'm super excited to share with you an unboxing. We will be unboxing a Homepod Mini, which is something that I wasn't interested up until recently. So I was gifted this. This wasn't gifted by like the company or anything. I was just gifted this in my life because it was my birthday recently. But I'm really excited to apply it to my house. Now, I will say I've always loved home robots. In fact, I have a whole playlist that's dedicated to watching advertisements of crazy and sometimes ridiculous ideas on Kickstarter and on Indiegogo, just because I just find the premise so interesting to have these little robots that help you around the house. And honestly, I will say that I think of it almost as like, you know, like in Fifth Element. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but of like, you know, like little things that helping you. I think there's some aliens that help them as well, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like the childhood nostalgia in me that's pushing me forward to do this. I don't even care. I'm totally, absolutely in it. But I do have my own little fancy litter box that was way too much money, but I absolutely love that. It was such a good purchase, as well as a Eufy, which is like a little robot. Eufy's the brand, but it's essentially like a knockoff Roomba that helps like clean around the house. It's awesome. I really love that. And recently I was gifted this HomePod and I want to unbox it with you today and share with you why I'm excited about combining everything together and making everything smart so that I can have like a really productive home. So we're gonna unbox this first. Again, I have never done this before. Please be gentle with me, but we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna share with you why I'm so excited about this product. Here she is in all her beautiful glory. So now we're going to open her up and I'm gonna choose to do it from the bottom here. Wow, so satisfying. Boop, boop, boop. That's like the technical way to do it for sure. Okay, so let's talk tech specs. The HomePod Mini is really cute and tiny at just 3.3 inches tall. It comes with around a 6-foot long permanent braided cord, which has some people a little bummed because it's not detachable. It does surprisingly come with an Apple 20-watt USB-C power brick though. It's a little bit chunky, but I don't mind that for where I imagine its new home to be. The Mini comes in white or black, and it's wrapped in a fabric mesh that was apparently chosen for its acoustic properties. It kind of reminds me of a candle or a little woven plant pot. It's very sweet looking and unobtrusive. On top of the Mini is the only interface on the device itself, a flat plastic touchscreen that can wake Siri up, play or pause music, or adjust volume. I love the multicolored LEDs that light up and swirl around whenever Siri is listening or responding. So I'm already in love with this. At the bottom of the box, you did get a little instruction manual that tells you how to set everything up, which is really helpful. And honestly, Apple products are just so easy to set up. I have a little Apple sticker here as well. But really, essentially, all you do to set it up is hover your phone over top of the HomePod Mini, and then Siri will chirp out a little bit of a code. Your phone will pick up the code, and then it'll continue set up from there, and it'll walk you through it. You pick the location of where the HomePod Mini is living, as well as it picks up your voice and your preferences and all of that. So super easy. Love that about it. It's very easy to set up. First and foremost, I was very interested in hearing how it sounded as a speaker since it advertised as this sort of 360 sound. It is very small though, so I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to sound. I know the original HomePod was very much pushed and directed as like a speaker and speaker first, and then sort of a Siri intelligent speaker after that. So I did have high hopes for this thing, and I will say it absolutely lived up to its claims. It just sounds so good, particularly coming from something that's so small. Everything sounds very balanced with it, and even a bass comes through, which is pretty hard for these small speakers to do, to have that bassiness. You can't feel it it so much, but you can absolutely hear it, and it just sounds very, very good. I am gonna play a little bit of a clip so you can hear what it sounds like, but honestly, it's gonna be kind of hard to show you exactly what it sounds like to my ears when it's going through a mic and then through your speakers. So it's gonna be a little bit different than what it sounds in real life, but this is what it sounds like for the mic at least. Sounds good all by itself, but you can actually stereo pair these guys and it'll work as like a little mini surround sound system, which is something that was really appealing to me since I do have Apple TV 4K. So you can do this sort of surround sound thing in a very small footprint, which I thought was really interesting. And for me, it works out very well, seeing as I have this very small space. I'm kind of flip-flopping though, back and forth, because I love this mini HomePod so much. I now see the appeal of having the big HomePod. So I might actually try to put this in my bedroom and put a big HomePod out here, just because I've heard the bass is really good in the big HomePod. So I'm still trying to decide, but I am very interested in that studio pair. And one of my first impressions is it sounds so good all by itself. It's got to sound amazing with two of them. Another thing that's really cool with the sound is there's this thing where you can like tap and transfer the music on your phone to your HomePod mini. So you do have to have either Pandora or Apple Music, and I do have Apple Music. I think Spotify is something that Apple does want to incorporate, but I don't think that there is a deal yet that Spotify has taken. So it's not quite integrated in there yet, but I hope that's an update in the future because I know a lot of people use Spotify and that would be really helpful. But what the tap and transfer thing does is you just tap it on. You have to try it a couple of times to see how it hits, but once you figure out like how you hit it, it hits like perfect almost every time. And it is really cool to like just transfer the music and it'll play. The one thing about this feature though is your friends can't do the same thing. It really only works with the people in your household, which is me and Floof, so Floof's gonna have to bear with whatever I choose. It's definitely like just like a fun little novelty thing, but I do really like it and I find myself using it just because you don't have to go through your Bluetooth, you just tap it and it works pretty quickly. The next feature I really liked was this ambient sound feature. Now, it has a couple of ambient sounds already integrated in here. So if you say like, Siri, play forest sounds, it'll play these like really pretty forest sounds for you. And also you can of course use your Apple Music or Pandora to do sleep sounds that way and play that through here. But I really like that just because I find it really easy and you can just ask Siri to lull you to sleep. Again, kind of like a novelty thing and not 100% a reason why you'd spend $99 on a product, but I did find it really cute and useful, and yeah, I like that feature. So the last and big reason I'm very excited about using this thing is that it's starting to use Siri as a way to combine all of the smart things that you have in your house in order to orchestrate them together and use them at certain times of the day so you can kind of set routines for yourself. I'm someone who naturally is very like kind of chaotic as a person, so I really like to organize my life and put the things around me to make me more like productive and just like on the right path. So scenes is something that's very, very interesting to me. I was actually previous to this looking into this light alarm clock. And it's a really cool alarm clock because it brightens up for you in the morning and then it goes down like a sunset sort of thing. And I figure that'd be really cool because I have a really hard time going to sleep and waking up in the morning. It's just kind of like a hard transitional period. I wish I was one of those people who could like get up and be like, I'm gonna do my day. It's gonna be great. I'm not one of those people, so I'm really excited to have something that could do this. So I actually have these things called hue lights and they are in my little lanterns here. I love these hue lights. Were they way too expensive? Yes. I think they were like $35 each. They are way too expensive. Maybe even $40, honestly. I was hoping that would be like a cheap little project, and of course it wasn't, but it is a really cool feature, and I use it all the time to change the colors and the temperatures, and according to my mood, so I really do like them. But I learned that you could have those hue lights and use scenes, aka combining a speaker and like a light together to like fake a sunset or sunrise with included sleep sounds or Bon Iver, like gently whispering in your ear to wake you up. In the context of scenes, all of a sudden this is very much interesting to me, and I want all of the things on a smart hookup because even as a renter, I can use this function. Now, I don't actually have a heater in my house, like a central heating. I have like a little heater. If I could connect that to a little like smart plug, I can just turn that on when I say like snow day. I can turn that on, turn the lights down, and like make it like a little winter scene. Or you could say like it's Christmas, or like, you know, happy holidays or something like that. And if I have a Christmas tree, I could connect like a smart thing there and like turn that on with the heater and like have the lights open, and then you can pick a song to play at a certain time of day. You can combine things in your house to set a scene. And then you put it through automation and it'll let you choose the time of day, how frequently you want this to happen. It's very cool, and I think there's a lot of ways this is going to be very useful to me. I think that I could use this to be productive, to have myself go to bed at a certain time. I'm thinking that I could maybe have these lights dim when I need to go to bed, just to like remind me like, hey, it's 11 o'clock, you probably should start meandering back. Have this light fade, yes, bear with me. Then I have this hallway light. Then I have that light fade, yeah? And then I go into my bedroom, I'm on my phone, maybe like an hour, and then the lights fade, and then I have crickets lull me to bed. What? Okay, so this is where my mind's going. This is why I'm excited about it now. I'm excited to force myself to live my life in a better way. So that is why I'm excited about this little HomePod mini. There are a couple of drawbacks as well. The first thing is Siri is definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed in terms of AI right now. I really hope that I just did not cause chaos in my newly Siri'd home. But yeah, there is Alexa and Google Assistant, which are arguably better right now. So hopefully Siri will get a little bit better, but I'm not really getting her for the Siri property so much as like the scenes and like orchestrating everything together. So that's fine for me. The second thing is it doesn't have a lot of support for third-party gizmos, gadgets, and services. So again, Pandora and Apple Music is what it uses right now. It's looking towards Spotify, as well as it's not as connected and doesn't have as much or as many little gizmos and gadgets you can add around the house as Alexa and Google Assistant do. Finally, of course, it's Apple. They do carry a little bit of a higher price tag, so that is something to keep in mind as well. I'm not as concerned about that because I do have such a small house. It'll be much easier to outfit my house to be like smart, seeing as I have 400 square feet. But it'll definitely take me longer to have a smart home than it would if I was using Alexa or Google Assistant. So that is my unboxing and my first impressions of this new HomePod mini. I'm really excited. I'm exactly the person for this. I'm interested in a smart home now. Thank you so much, HomePod mini. In any case, if you like videos like these, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.